The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of Digi-all. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to Digi-all Tech News. Today is Sunday, March 8, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Let's dive into the stories shaping the tech landscape this week. OpenAI's head of robotics, Caitlin Kalinowski, resigns over the company's Pentagon deal, citing concerns about surveillance and lethal autonomy without proper oversight. OpenAI's annualized revenue surpasses $25 billion, marking a 17% increase and positioning the company for a potential trillion-dollar IPO. Nvidia shares slide on reports that the Trump administration wants to position the United States as an AI gatekeeper, potentially tightening control over chip exports. The US government used Anthropic's Claude AI for military strikes in Iran, despite President Trump announcing a ban on federal use of the technology just hours earlier. OpenAI is exploring a contract with NATO to deploy its AI technology on the alliance's unclassified networks, expanding its defense partnerships beyond the Pentagon. Caitlin Kalinowski, who led OpenAI's robotics team, made headlines this weekend with her resignation, and the reason is deeply significant. In a post on X, she described the decision as not an easy call, acknowledging AI's role in national security while raising serious concerns about the lack of deliberation on critical issues. Specifically, she pointed to surveillance of Americans without judicial oversight and lethal autonomy without human authorization. This isn't just about one executive leaving, it's about the ethical boundaries we're setting as AI becomes embedded in military and defense operations. On the business front, OpenAI has reached a remarkable milestone, surpassing $25 billion in annualized revenue as of last month. That's a 17% jump from the $21.4 billion reported at year-end. Since late 2022, the company has gone from virtually zero revenue to this staggering figure. What's driving this growth? A major push into the enterprise market through partnerships with 4 of the world's largest consulting firms. OpenAI is targeting roughly $600 billion in total compute spending through 2030, and there's talk of an IPO that could value the company at up to $1 trillion. Turning to the semiconductor sector, Nvidia experienced a notable slide in share price following reports that the Trump administration wants to make the United States an AI gatekeeper. This suggests potential shifts in export policy that could significantly impact global chip markets. For a company like Nvidia, which dominates AI chip manufacturing, any tightening of export controls could reshape its international business strategy and affect AI development worldwide. In a story that raises serious questions about policy consistency, the US government used Anthropic's Claude AI for military strikes in Iran, this despite President Trump announcing a federal ban on the technology just hours before. The Wall Street Journal reported that within hours of declaring the government would end its use of Anthropic's AI tools, President Trump launched a major air attack in Iran, with the help of those very same tools. The planning relied on Claude for intelligence assessments and target identification. Initially, Trump demanded agencies immediately cease using Claude, though he later walked that back to a 6-month phase-out. Finally, OpenAI is looking to expand its defense partnerships even further. The company is considering a contract to deploy its AI technology on NATO's unclassified networks. This comes on the heels of their Pentagon deal announced last week. CEO Sam Altman initially suggested deployment on all NATO classified networks, though a spokeswoman later clarified he misspoke, and the opportunity is for unclassified networks only. Interestingly, this Pentagon deal came after President Trump directed the Defense Department to cease working with rival Anthropic, following a standoff over how their technology would be used. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei had opposed the Pentagon using their AI models for mass domestic surveillance or fully autonomous weapons. Altman himself acknowledged this is a complex decision with extremely difficult brand consequences, and very negative PR in the short term. This week has revealed the complex intersection of AI development, military applications, and corporate ethics. From internal resignations at OpenAI over ethical concerns to the contradictory use of banned AI in military operations, we're seeing the real-world tensions as artificial intelligence moves from Silicon Valley labs to defense networks. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the decisions being made now will shape how AI integrates into our national security apparatus for years to come. We'll continue following these developments closely. Thank you for staying informed with Digi-all Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.